All right, so the very first question here is to work out x to the power of 8 times x to the power of 3. Now, these are all indices question. So the first thing we needed to do is to add the powers, 8 plus 3, and that's going to be x to the power of 11. And the second one, 5y in bracket to the power of 3. So we can multiply 5y 3 times, 5y, 5y, and 5 times 5 times 5 is 125, and y times y times y is y to the power of 3. So 125 y to the power of 3. And C, here you have y to the power of 7 divided by w to the power of 7 divided by w to the power of 4. So we do w and then take away the powers, 7 minus 4, which will be w to the power of 3. For the next question, again, a to the power of 9 times a to the power of 4. We're going to add the powers, a to the power of 9 plus 4, and that's a to the power of 13. And next, 4b2 c to the power of 3 will be 4b squared c times 4b squared c times 4b squared c. And 4 times 4 times 4 is going to be 64. And b squared times b squared times b squared is b to the power of 6. And c times it with c to the power of 3. So our answer is going to be 64, b to the power of 6, c to the power of 3. And of course, if you simplify this will be d and supply the powers 9 minus 4 plus d to the power of 5. Number 2. So you want to work out 2m squared times 5n to the power of 6. Well, first you're going to multiply 2 times 5 and multiply m squared times n to the power of 6. Obviously, 2 and 5 is going to be 10 times m squared times n to the power of 6. Of course, you can't say mn is 2 plus is 8. No, you can't do that because they are the different denominator. So you're going to leave your answer as 10m squared and n to the power of 6. And the next will be 15p to the power of 3 and divided by 3p to the power of 4. Of course, 3 can go 15 5 times. And then you have p 3 divided by p power 4 plus p 3 and minus 4. And that's going to be 5p to the power of minus 1. Okay, and this is the same thing as 5 over p, right? So any of these two will be okay, okay? So 5p minus 1 or 5 over p. And this will be t 3 times 4 plus t to the power 3 times 4 will be t to the power of 12. And this is 12m squared n to the power 6 and divided by 3m n to the power 4. Obviously, 3 can go into 12 4 times. M squared divided by m will be m2 minus 1. And n6 divided by n to the power 4 is n6 minus 4, which eventually becomes 4m n to the power of 2. Number 5. So we want to work out this. So we're going to multiply the 5 and 3 first. And then multiply m squared times m and n cubed times n to the power of 4. And this will become 15 times m2 times m is going to be m to the power of 3. And n3 to the n4 will be n to the power of 7. And this simplifies to 15 m3 n to the power of 7. Now you want to write this as the value, we need to write down the value of this. So it's going to be 1 over 5 to the power of 3, which is something that's 1 times 125. And then write down the value of 5 to the power 0. Well, it's definitely going to just be 1. Okay? Just be 1. Okay? And this is now we need to work out the value of this. Obviously, this doesn't really fit the rules of indices per se. So we're going to solve each of them separately and then multiply them. So we know 5 squared is 5 times 5. And we know 2 cubed is 2 times 2 times 2. So this is 25. And you multiply that by 8. Okay? And if you multiply 25 by 8, that's going to give you 200. And 2 to the power minus 3 is something as 1 over 2 to the power of 3, which is the same thing as 1 and 8. So the answer is 1 over 8. So for this, we need to find the value of a. So this is like y to the power of 2. Well, when they're multiplying, you add the power. So you have 2 plus a is equal to y to the power of 7. So because the base are the same, you take the power. 2 plus a is equals to 7. Obviously, a has to be 7 minus 2, which is definitely going to be 5. And the next, you need to find the value of b here. So you multiply 4 times b. That's 4b is equals to y to the power of 12. Again, you can see you're going to cast down the base because they have the same base. So you're going to be 4b equals to 12. Obviously, to get b, you're going to do 12 divided by 4, which is definitely going to be 3. Same for number 10a. So you have x to the power 6 divided by x to the power a. So we need to do x now 6 minus a, and that's going to be x to the power 8. Again, the base are the same, so it's going to be 6 minus a equals to 8, and 6 minus 8 equals a, so a is definitely going to be minus 2. And for b, all right, 2m squared times 2m squared times 2m squared times 2m squared. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is definitely going to be 16. And m squared, m squared, m squared, m squared multiply, true, but you're going to add the power. Okay, 2 plus 2, 4, and that's going to be 8. So it's going to be 16m to the power of 8. Obviously, this is a much faster way of doing this, but I just want to explain how this is really done. Okay, so we need to do this and leave our answer as a power of 3. So the top is going to be 3 to the power of 9 and divided by 3 to the power of 2. 9 is when you add 4 plus 5, that's how you get 9, okay? So there's going to be 3 to the power 9 minus 2, which is 3 to the power of 7. And so we need to write this, the value of this. That's going to be 1 over 3 to the power of 3, which is going to be 1 over 27. And of course, the value of 3 to the power 0 definitely is going to be 1. Okay, so we need to write in the value of this. Okay, so we can do this the top by adding the powers. So 2, 9 plus minus 2 is going to be 7. And bottom is 2 to the power 4. But here you're going to subtract the powers. So 2 to the power 7 minus 4, which is 2 to the power of 3. Now 2 to the power 3 is 2 times 2 times 2, and that's going to be 8. Again, for this, you're going to multiply the power. So 2 times 3, which is going to be 2 to the power 6. And because we want to find the value of it, so we're going to simplify 2 to the power 6. So it's going to be 64. So for number 14, to simplify this, you need to add the powers. So 3 plus 5, that's going to be p to the power of 8. And for this, I really want to do it in a different way. So I'm going to do 4 times 3, that's going to be 64. 8 times the power 3 is 8 to the power 3. And b 2 to the power of 3 is going to be b to the power of 6. So the answer is going to be 64, a to the power of 3, and b to the power of 6. And number C, um, already have 4, already have, I think 16, yeah, 16, 16 m to the power of 7, n to the power of 3, divided by 4 m to the power of 3 times n. So 4 in 16, 4, okay. And m to the power 7 divided to m to the power 3, that's m 7 minus 4, 3, okay. So, yeah, not 4, but 3. And n to the power 3 minus 1, because the power here is 1. So the answer simplifies. So 4m to the power of 4, n to the power of 2. And next question, number 15. Now we need to find the value of x. Now this 1000 can be written as power of 10, and that's going to be 10 to the power of 3. And okay, let me write the 3 really clearly. 10 to the power of 3 raised to the power of 4. That's the power of this power of 4 here. And 10 to the power of x. Now this is going to be 10 times the power of 12 is equal to 10 to the power of x. Obviously, you can see the bases are the same, so you take the powers. So we see that x is going to be equal to 12. And this, we need to work out the value of this. The first is going to be, let me write it out again so it becomes really clear. So we need 2 to the power of 3 times 2 divided by 2 to the power of 5. And 2 to the power of 3 is 8. Uh, I think we can do it in a different way. So because no, we is going to be 1, okay? So you add the power, 2 to the power of 4 and 2 to the power of 5. So again, we're going to subtract the powers because we're dividing. So 2 to the power of 4 minus 5, which is 2 to the power of 2 minus 1. And we can write it as 1 over 2. Number 17, the reciprocal of 8. Well, that's going to be 1 over 8. Number 18, so we're going to multiply 9 times 2 and multiply the power of p. The 9 and 2 is 18, and p times 3 times p to the power minus 2 is going to be p to the power of 1. It's going to be 18p. And the second one, I will go straight. 5 raised to the power 3 is 125. X to the power 3 times 3 is x to the power 9. And y to the power 2 raised to the power 3 is y raised to the power 6. So you're going to have 125 x to the power of 9 and y to the power of 6. And then this, for this on the left, you're going to add the powers. That's going to be 8. And on the right, it will be 12 plus y. And of course, the bases are the same. So you're going to be 8 powers is going to be 8 equals 12 plus y. And y is going to be 8 minus 12, which is going to be minus 4. So y is going to be minus 4. And number 19, so we need to work out the value of x. Well, I know 10x and 1 can be written as 10 to the power of 0. So the base are the same, so x definitely going to be 0. And we need to write this as a power of 5. So we know this is power of 5 to the power of 4, and 5 is 5 to the power of 1. And again, if you're multiplying this, take one of the base and add the power. So the answer is going to be 5 to the power of 5. And 21, well, the reciprocal of 2, that's 1 over 2. Okay, now we are at number 22. So we're going to multiply 5 times 2 and c squared, and then d to the power of 3 times d. So that's 10 c to the power 2 and 3 d to the power 3 times d to the power 1 is d to the power 4. So the answer is 10 c squared d to the power 4. And b, we need to write it as a power 4. So 64, let me write it as 4 to the power 3 times 4 to the power 5 and that's gonna give you anything like 4 to the power of 8. And the C part is going to be p to the power of 3 times p to the power of 10. And of course, we're going to add the powers. 3 plus 10, that's p to the power of 13. And number 23, we need to find the value of x. So we need to add the power for the p's on the left. That's p to the power 9 plus 5. That's going to be, I think, 14. That's equals to p to the power of x. Obviously, x is definitely going to be 14. And the reciprocal of 1 over 3, well, that's going to be just 3. And I think this is the last question, and we need to work this out. So we have 10p to the power of 3, q to the power of 5, and just r divided by 4p to the power of 3 and q to the power of 6. So we can divide 10 and 4 by 2. So that's going to be 5 over 2. And p to the power of 3 cancels p to the power of 3. That's gone. And then we have q to the power of 5 divided by q. So that's going to be q to the power of 5 minus 6 and r. And we can really simplify this as 5 over 2 q to the power of minus 1 r. Or this can still be simplified to 5 over 2q and r. So any of these, okay, any of this is going to be correct. Right, so this is indices completed and explained for you. Hope to see you the next time, okay? Thank you.